Hello. You caught me doing the fishy lips waiting for you to start going. Can you hear what the humper's doing? He's out mowing. He was out earlier today using his little weed whacker. He went... Let's start with last night. He left and y'all saw me do the video, and I got all my stuff out and got this many invitations done. I'm going to mail these on Monday. And I'm going to double, triple check them because I made a very bad rookie mistake the last time. I sent out a bunch. I forgot a stamp on one of them and it came back. And Dad's like, what did you send to so-and-so? And he said, you didn't put postage on it. I'm like, oh, I sent him a picture. There was a picture I told her I'd send her. He didn't question it. So, rookie mistake, man. So, I got through some of the wood. He was mowing in the front when I was going to do this, and then now he's going to come right out here. He had a lot of good friends he worked with, and a lot of them, some of them I know, some of them I don't know, so I called his friend Odie, and I couldn't find his number in Dad's book. And I didn't know Odie's first name, and I didn't know how to spell his last name, and I'm glad he spelled it for me because I would have never have guessed that's how you spelled it. And last night, Dad left his cell phone here at the house, which normally I would have been mad, but I'm glad because I looked through it, and that's where I finally found Odie's phone number. And so I called him. And he was ever so helpful last night. He was excited, and he gave me his address and somebody else's address I was looking for, who's also a friend of theirs. Matter of fact, Dad and Odie went and saw this other guy named Mel not long ago. And then he started helping me with, because I've heard Dad say names, but there are some names and numbers he doesn't have, and some just numbers. And so I got quite a few other guys that he worked with that I've heard Dad talk about. I made many phone calls last night. There was a couple people who I just know names of and would look up in the white pages and call the number and leave a message saying, if this is so-and-so who worked with the humper at Gast, please call me. I'm having a surprise birthday party and I want to get your address. If this is not that person, just totally ignore what you're hearing right now. I did it a couple times to two different people. And then he gave me one name and where he lived at. So I looked in the white pages and I couldn't find it. And I'd never heard Dad say the name. And Odie had called back. And he goes, well, everybody called him Sleepy. I'm like, oh, I've heard Dad talk about him. Excuse me. But he was a good friend of Dad's at work, and but I'm having no luck finding him. I just know the town he lives in and his real name, but he's not listed. I had one phone call this morning back from somebody I called, because I'm like, hello? He's like, hello? Because I'm giving out my cell phone number, and I'm like, hello? He's like, hello. I'm like, who is this? He goes, well, you called my phone. I'm like, I am the humper's daughter. He's like, oh, I am so-and-so. And I'm like, yes, I did try to call you. When I heard his voicemail, it did not sound like that name, so it scared me, and I hung up, and I did not leave him a message. But I got his address, somebody my dad knows. And I think Odie ended up calling me back 3 or 4 times last night. It would be funny. I was like, I'll talk to you in 5 minutes, and he'd be laughing, and I'd hang up, and he'd call back. He goes, okay, I thought of somebody else. And so he's helping me out, and I wrote a big email to Dad's friend Mike, who's going to do the hog, asking him questions about some of the people, and if he can think of anybody else. So I got a lot of work done last night, and I got everything put away right when he got home. So it worked out perfect timing. I mean, I had just sat down on my computer chair and I heard him come in. Excuse me. It was like a hiccup burp. No, don't start hiccuping. Don't do it. So I got some stuff done last night, and there's a handful of them that are going to be given out in person. So far, so good. But today when we got up, he went out and played with his weed whacker. Here he comes. And And then while he was out there, I cooked dinner. I made chicken tikka masala, and I fried some carrots also. For you guys on Instagram, you saw that because, you know, I put my pictures on there. And while I was cooking, he's like, I'm going to run down and get gas for my weed eater. I'll be right back. And I hear him walk out the door. 2 minutes later, I hear the door come back in. I'm like, oh, he forgot something. It's my aunt. You know which aunt it was. So she came in. She's like, where's your dad? I'm like, he just left to go do some errands. Because I didn't know how long he was going to be gone. Because sometimes he can take a 10-cent tour that lasts forever. So she sat and talked to me for a little while I was cooking. And she's like, well, I'm going to go. I'm like, okay. So she left. And when Dad gets home, the first thing out of his mouth was, did you have company while I was gone? Because, see, he's seen her in his rearview mirror turning into the driveway as he left. I'm like, you know I had company while you were gone. So I finished cooking, and we sat down for dinner. We just started eating, and the phone rang, and it was her. And 2 seconds later, she was walking in the door, so we gave her something to eat, too, and she sat and ate and chatted with us for a bit. And then she left again. She had an appointment to get something fixed on her car. So, yeah. So I did dishes and came in here and started doing paperwork. I went through a few more months of our bank statements from years ago, redoing some stuff. And Dad took a power nap, and he just ran back outside to mow. Now you're all caught up with my mundane life. Oh, I did talk to Justin today on the phone. It was so nice to talk to him. I hadn't talked to him in a while. Talked to him for quite some time. That was exciting. Yeah, that's about it. What time is it? It's 5:30. I didn't realize it was that late. I hate when you get into doing paperwork and you lose track of time. It's like time just sucks by like nobody's business. And then when you're bored and have nothing to do, it's just like so slow. That's what I hated about the newspaper. When I was busy and had stuff to do on layout days, the time didn't matter because you're just like, you're against the clock. You don't want it to go fast. And then the days that you're asked to watch The Office because somebody's not going to be there, so you're there by yourself and you have nothing to do, are the days that it just like the clock never moved. Kitty, you gonna say hi? Pow! Kitty, look up. Hey. Look up, missus. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get your face. So, that's my Saturday. Yeah, Wednesday I get the old hair dyed. We'll see what happens. But I'm not going to have a cut. I'm not going to have it done. But I'm telling you right now, I bet you when the 90-degree weather comes this summer, I'm like, cut this crap off. I will probably get weak at that point. Anything else? Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. I gotta go plug my phone in the charge. I might read my the All You magazine. I'm done doing number stuff. I could have never been an accountant, man. Whew, no. Alright. That's all you get. I have no update on Rudy. I have no update on Aunt Geneva. I haven't heard anything on either of them. So, nothing to report. Goodbye.